I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another review. This is a Patreon review for Chase Conley. If you're watching, I apologize for this being late because it's getting to the end of the month. I do apologize. I had a little bit of issue trying to find this film to watch, but I did find it, thankfully. And again, I apologize for the wait. And like I said, if anyone's ever interested in requesting reviews, re-reviews, commentaries, movie topics, what have you, you can either do so directly via my PayPal or you can join me on my Patreon. And the links are down below in the info box. But he had wanted me to check out this film called The Last Days on Mars, which I've heard of this film. It has Liev Schreiber, Elias Koteas from the 1990 Ninja Turtles film. And I hate to say it, I was not a fan of this film at all. The story of the film, there's this research mission on Mars. It's the last days before they're going to head out. You have, I forget the actress's name. She was the lady who worked with Arnold Schwarzenegger in Sabotage. And they had this romance thing. They're like, huh? She's in this. Elias Koteas, they're kind of the main commanders of the mission. Liev Schreiber, I liked him as an actor. It was cool to see Elias Koteas, but it's not a horrible looking movie for its low budget and showcasing what Mars looks like. Granted, there from time to time it just looked as if they were just in the Mojave Desert or any other desert on Earth, but with the costumes, the equipment inside of their ships, and like I said, the way the suits looked, it didn't look that bad based on its low budget. What happens is one of the team members had found these microbes. They didn't say anything about it. One thing leads to another. One person falls through the ground and comes back later, and it becomes a zombie film on Mars. That's really what it amounts to, a zombie film on Mars. And hey, that could be an entertaining, fun B-movie, but it really isn't, because this is a film that it tried to take itself seriously. It tried to have a little bit of a build-up, and then when it hits the fan, it feels as if the movie thinks it's in the realm of Alien and is being serious, but you're still dealing with space zombies. And okay, if you want to take that seriously, that's cool, but you don't even pull off much of the B-movie thrills. This seems as if someone saw Prometheus and wanted to do almost like their low-budget version of Prometheus in a weird way, because in this case, it's microbes and people being infected, and granted, there's no androids. I don't know why. For some reason, Prometheus, maybe because that's a 2012 film and this is 2013, part of me wonders if that was a film that inspired this. I don't know. It just, despite the fact of space zombies, it didn't feel anything that remarkable. It didn't really feel anything that was a tremendous amount of merit, whether it be originality. Just like I said, there's parts of... It reminds you of a lot of films, and when you see one infected person movie or one zombie movie or one movie in the vein of 28 Days Later or whatever the hell, Warning Sign from back in the day, which I really enjoy, from the 80s, Warning Sign, underrated film. This just felt like the same old, same old. Liev Schreiber, I liked him as an actor. All you really get of his character is that there was some kind of event that happened before they landed on Mars that I think I know what it is, but it's still a bit hazy. Well, maybe not as hazy as I made it out to be. I mean, you do find out, but it's just like, okay, it's... Now that I know, I don't think it really does anything now that we know. And again, the spoilers. Sorry. He's claustrophobic. One of the reasons he's claustrophobic, he has these flashes to what? And it was a suicide attempt where he put himself in an airlock. Okay. But then nothing really comes of that. I mean, you're expecting, okay, well, now that we know that, well, what now? Is it going to be an instance where, oh my God, he could kill himself, but no, he's going to fight for his life, and it's, well, really nothing much happens of that. Elias Koteas, I liked him as an actor. Part of me wished he was the lead character. If this was the lead character Elias Koteas played, where he brought a nice sense of calm and like a commander you would want to follow, and he's just a very talented, underrated actor, not only in Ninja Turtles, but he's been in films like Collateral Damage and other movies. The Prophecy with Christopher Walken. That I wish he was the star of the film, I really do. And then he dies halfway through the film, and it's like, oh, well, that's a bit fucking shame. The other characters, there's not much to them. Of course, you have the guy who's a bit scared, so he's the guy who's going to make things worse, so we can move the plot along. Otherwise, the plot would be, the story would be a short one. The space zombies, at times, they look kind of funky looking. One, I don't know, it was like this black shit on his face. Like, I don't know. It just... I know some people have said that they look cool. I don't know, they just looked off to me. I don't know if it's the effects work or just what they put... I don't know what it is. And when the shit hits the fan, I just didn't think it was much that I haven't seen before. Which is not always the bad case. I just see many films that are not original but still be rather entertaining. But there's really nothing about the characters that stood out. There's really nothing about the dialogue that stood out. Because sometimes that can happen with some of these type of movies. Like the dialogue is fun or funny or entertaining or just memorable speeches or memorable quotes, or I didn't really feel that. Space zombies, I mean, as much as people dislike this film, I'd rather go watch Ghosts of Mars with the Marilyn Manson wannabe motherfucker. I mean, at least that's more of a dumb B-movie fun, and it was more exciting. Like here is trying to be serious enough that it wants to be scary like Alien, but it just doesn't pull that off. Maybe because one, it's still about space zombies. Two, because I'm tired of infected people shit. I mean, I keep saying zombies, but infected people, whatever the fuck you want to put it. The B-movie quotients, spoilers, space zombie stabs one guy with a drill. The other get bat, the one bitch closed the door too soon and got Elias Koteas killed. Or at least stabbed, and then he got infected, and then he died. And that was I call that character a bitch because she acted like a bitch quite a few times. That's played by the actress who was in Sabotage with Schwarzenegger. And then most of the zombies, they disappear because they get locked behind a door and then we don't see those again. Or Liev Schreiber going through a tunnel, then kills one. The scaredy guy leaves the bitch back, so she got her just desserts, because the same thing happened to her to what she did to Elias Koteas. Although I don't think we saw her actually die, at least as far as I can recall. You're not going to see monumental elements of gore. When you look at this plot, really, it didn't even have to take place in space, because you think, okay, zombies in space, maybe you could really utilize this environment. Not really. I don't think the environment is really utilized to the best. Maybe you have some suspenseful scenes where, yeah, the zombies don't have to wear helmets. They can walk around. They're dead. Or the infected people. However you want to call it. But it's not as if there's a lot of fights outside on the surface of Mars. And I just didn't see it that way. It wasn't that suspenseful. Pretty soon, it's Liev Schreiber, this girl, and the scaredy guy left. The scaredy guy goes off because he's going to get to this place where another ship's going to land. The girl realizes she's infected and she runs out, and Liev Schreiber chases after her. She wants to die because she's being infected, and now she's changed and he has to kill her. One confusing thing is Liev Schreiber hears that the party lands. Then he hears all this screaming. But then when Liev Schreiber gets there, the only person that's there is the scaredy guy, and he hasn't changed yet. So then my question is, who the fuck killed all these other people? Because the other zombies were either dead or locked away. The killing started as soon as they landed and opened the door. They said there's two people out there. One's Liev Schreiber. So the scaredy cat guy, as a human, not killed all these people by himself. This wimpy guy. And then even the ending is very unsatisfying. And on that track, I don't buy this wimpy guy killing all these people. Yeah, he may be infected, but the fact that he's not the, space zombie. No, I don't buy this guy doing it. I don't buy it. Not for a penny, not for a pound, not for a nickel. In this fucking movie, at times it seems like nickel-headed. But even the ending is unsatisfying. Liev Schreiber says, you can't leave, you're infected. Guy's like, no, don't do it. I'm going to do it. They get a little scuffle. The guy tries to hit him in the face. It goes through the mask. Liev Schreiber headbutts him a couple times, caves the guy's nose in, which is one of the few decent effects. Or like one of the effects like, oh, okay, I don't mind that one. The ending is just Liev Schreiber sitting in a space station. He leaves a message going, I may be infected. Either you guys can pick me up, or I could go in orbit and burn up and it'll be quick. I'll await your message. Then the movie ends as he's awaiting his message. Him and the ship floating in space. It's over. And I'm like, so we don't even know if he's infected or not. We could assume he is, but for all I fucking know, who knows how this microbe works. You're not even going to have him die, or you're not going, it's like a blue ball standstill ending. What are they going to say? Put you in cryo and we'll try to find a cure? No, it's, I'm like, okay, I guess that's an end. Is it the end question mark? Is that what it was supposed to be? You trying to leave room for a sequel? I don't fucking know. So that's what I mean. I mean, the actors are not the problems. The actors are not the problems. The look of the film for his low budget, I've seen much worse looking movies. It's just, in a way, it's trying to be too serious for its own good. Maybe if it tried to have more fun in a B movie, space zombies, maybe it could work. But on the flip side, okay, you want to take it seriously, I could go along with that. Space zombies, this is the other part of my brain. Okay, if you don't go on that route, I think you could really milk the environment more. You could really milk tension among the environment more. Like trying to get the airlock closed while this thing doesn't have to worry about it, or just chunks of the film is just in these the station from one little laboratory to another, and I'm going, man, I've seen many of these films, whether it be The Terror Within or Forbidden World or Alien or various other movies, and this didn't do anything tremendously different to make me really think of any memorable sequences to foretell to you guys. I mean, most of what I said is what happens in the movie. If that sounds exciting to you after watching the trailer, I mean, there's a lot of other movies about Mars. Granted, they're not horror. I'd rather go watch Mission to Mars. I'd rather go watch The Martian. As much as I don't like the film, I'd rather watch Red Planet. Because, I don't know, Red Planet, I don't mind Val Kilmer in that movie. I actually liked his character, and I don't know, I mean, because of his budget, is able to have a couple bigger sequences compared to this, which I know it's not fair to this because it had a lower budget, but still, I do like Mission to Mars, like I mentioned. I do like The Martian with Matt Damon. I believe I reviewed that on the channel. I believe I reviewed Mission to Mars as well. I like Ghost of Mars. Yeah, it's a flawed, trying to be a Saw and Precinct 13, type of flick, mixed in with other elements that John Carpenter's done, but I was entertained by that. I find that pretty entertaining, actually. This one, as a piece of serious sci-fi horror, it wasn't scary to me, it wasn't suspenseful, and it wasn't all that memorable. And it has an ending that question mark, and really not much to the characters. Elias Koteas, maybe if you rework the plot and, like I said, really elevate the environment and really play that off into suspense. You watch Sean Connery's Outland. There are certain moments where they really play with the environment when Sean Connery's faced off against those two hitmen really trying to kill Sean Connery's character. Like the way you watch the finale of Outland and how that plays with the environment of being in space, that's what I mean when I talk about that. Like Outland, it's not a horror film, but it's a great movie dealing with sci-fi, like a sci-fi version of High Noon. And if you want to do like a Mars version of 28 Days Later, what the fuck, I think there's a lot more you could have done with this. A lot more. But with that said, thanks for watching, take care, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.